and welcome to Web Presence Wednesday. And we got the thumbs up from the sound chick on the sound check. How is everyone doing? Hi, Grim. How's it going? So today's the day we talk about web presence, and 9 times out of 10 we are beating you over the head about having your own website.
Yep.
We're doing pretty good. It's my Friday, so I don't have to go into the day job tomorrow or the next day. So there's that. It's always a good thing.
I've been just tasking away.
Donna's real busy.
I'm trying to work on my web presence.
Donna's been real busy. Well, my days off are like quasi days off. My days off just mean that I work on stuff that.
It means I am on cat duty.
My days off are more about me not having to go to the day job so I can work on the stuff around here, you know. So I did have like a real day off last week where I did like nothing. But those are much more rare than one would think. And that's one of the things that is part of the deal about running your own business. It's always been common knowledge that when you open a business, you're now on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you have to answer that call for your business. But where is it going with that?
It's not really like a day off because you're utilizing all your free time invested in your business.
Right.
Yeah.
In the hopes that someday it picks up to the point where you can take like a real day off on a regular basis, But we are not anywhere remotely close to that point.
No.
If everything took off tomorrow, I might be able to schedule having like a day off a week, maybe in a year and a half, maybe. And that's fine. That's kind of what I signed up for, because that's worth it to me, because in the end, if we're making that money and we're replacing my employer-employee relationship income, then I'm not really. It's worth it to me, and that's really what it is. It's about reaching that goal, and that has a lot to do with.
Squeaky.
That has a lot to do with my chair sings. It's another instrument. That has a lot to do with your web presence, how you are presented on the web, how accessible you are on the web, and how clear that message that you are looking to give the one that sells your product, sells you as the ambassador of your own product. All of those things are very important to getting to that level. Hey, look, it's Tony. Hi, Tony. Where was I? So with that, it's important to remember that you have that goal, and you have to keep that goal. That goal's got to get you through. Um, Story that is remotely related, but is not about an individual owning their own business. Um, I take I belong to Scott's Bass Lessons Academy, where I seek to improve my musicianship. And one of the instructors there is a gentleman named Adam Neely. Adam Neely lives in New York City and is a for hire bassist. What that generally means is that uh, he belongs to, because it's New York, he belongs to a union, and they send him gigs, and he just goes and he plays. I mean, he has his own band, he has all of this other stuff that's going on around him, but inherently, um, his his deal, his income comes more from uh, that he plays in musicals. If someone has a concert and they need a concert bassist, electric bassist, he'll take a gig and he'll play in that. And often, because of the events of last year, he's been spending a lot more time on his web presence, that part of his uh, product, we'll say. And he's been doing like Q&As and stuff like that, and people have been sending questions. Now, around this time last year, a gentleman who was in his 30s said, "Listen, I decided I want to pursue music as a career. I'm guessing a change of career, because at 30, I would hope if you were working for somebody that would be like a career role. I hope you're not, entry level position up into your 30s." But he had said, um, "I plan on coming to New York to uh, apply my trade of musicianship. How is What advice could you give someone starting out as a musician?" And his answer was cautionary at best. Uh, he said, "Listen, it's a really long road. It's a really long road. There's very few gigs, especially now, and there are a lot of musicians looking for them. So you you are in a very um, service provider dense, service needer sparse relationship, and it's going to take years before you have enough of a reputation for that reputation to overcome that situation. Um, you may be the best bass player the world has ever seen, but no one is ever going to see you if you don't get gigs. And right now, and even before COVID, um, it's difficult to get gigs as a working musician in New York. Um, Also, there's the cost of living in New York. There's a whole other list of factors of why you should probably not consider going to New York City to live, to break through your musical career. It's just not a great plan, uh, even if you are 18. And the fact that you're 30, if you have a family, if you have any of that stuff going on, it's going to be really, really difficult. It's going to put a very large strain on your relationships and all that type of stuff. And then he goes on to say, part of the reason why I had made it through that period and come out the other side had a lot to do with the fact that he was uh, single, young, and he could live on surprisingly little because he wasn't, you know, he wasn't, you know, an adult. He was, you know, a young adult. He wasn't. He didn't have a family to support. He didn't have the potential problems of that you have as you progress in age. Not that 30 is even remotely close to old, but still, when you're in your 30s, you're not 18 anymore. Um, Grim, yes, the the skeletons have always been there, Grim. uh, I like skulls and also all sorts of stuff like that. That has always been there. So where was I? So he tells him, you know, you have to, you're gonna have to do yourself a favor and have an honest conversation with yourself about um, um, why you want to be a musician. You know, because if you want to be a musician because you love music and you have you have something musically that you feel you can add to the you know to musicianship as a whole, and you have this passion and you can't let it go, you can't let it rest. If you're like in the position of Miles Davis, where in an interview, I think it was with like Dick Cavett or something like that, to tell you how long ago this was. um, Miles Davis was asked, you know, uh, if you could do it all over again, you know, if you were a multimillionaire, would you still be a musician? And he's like, yes. You know, the music, it's in my head, and I got to get it out. And that's if that's the situation you're in, then absolutely welcome to the music scene in New York City. You're it's going to that 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 is going to drive you through the worst years of your entire life, which is probably going to be about 5 to 10 of them. If you're getting into music because you want to be famous, uh, because you want chicks, because sex, drugs, and rock and roll is the future that you see for yourself, um, I would strongly reconsider doing that, because I don't think that that is going to pull you through the worst 10 years of your life. Um, One of the reasons why most musicians that do make it are very young is because they can sit there and play like bands when they get signed. They're like in their 20s and stuff like that 9 times out of 10 in the current paradigm. And the reason why that is because uh, you can sit there for 10 years playing in empty bars, or shows that you only have like 3 family members and a friend that showed up to, or 3 friends and a family member that showed up to, and 2 out of 4 of those people helped you unload your equipment into the fucking bar itself. You know, and that's a reality. I've seen it. I was part of my little brother and one of his friends did concert promotions, and I was part of that deal. I ran security for the door for them. I helped bands unload and set up equipment and stuff like that. And these people, they you know, you're talking, oh, well, we got a whole $50. We paid for gas, and they just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. There's a reason why. It's because they have something to say. They have music in them and it has to get out. And out of all of those bands, and I'm talking hundreds of them, one got signed, and that's the reality of it. Like 99.993% of the bands that I worked with when my brother was running promotions in New York, uh, one band got a major record label uh, signing, and I don't even know if they're still even doing anything, because I had gotten out of that, came down here to Florida to take care of my old man, and heard nothing about anything. And then sometime in the last 7 years, I heard that I saw like a Facebook post with the name of the band. I'm like, somebody take those guys that band's name or something? And then I go and I check it, and I'm like, holy shit, I know these guys. And they are literally the only band that ever made it out of that whole New York rock metal scene that was part of my little brother's production company. So I just want to be completely on the level here. It's the same thing with this. 9 times out of 10, this is
call from Spam Risk.
Spam Risk.
Hi, Spam Risk.
Thanks, Spam Risk. Anyhow, the same thing goes with running your own business. Is that the reason why you run your own business, and this is the reason why I kind of emphasize on making this as personal as possible. The reason why you're running your business, the reason why you are trying to get out of the employer-employee relationship that dominates our economy, that the reason why you're willing to take the risk and undergo all of the work that is involved in creating a business that is you, has to pull you through. It has to be a dream that is going to pull you through the worst parts of your business. And the worst parts of your business are going to be when you're not making any money whatsoever. If you are making money, it is just enough to keep your business going. We are very far from in the black on any of our ventures. Just to put it out there, we are very far from the black. Most of them, we really only started within the last year. So this was expected. I took a very realistic look at what was going to be involved in us getting to where we wanted to be, and that's where I came up with the amount of time for the plan of me leaving my job permanently, and how long that's going to take, and what we need, what benchmarks we really need to make that happen. And if I got to adjust that plan, well, then I got to adjust that plan. But I'm kind of living on that plan. That's what's keeping me putting up with all of the BS that modern top-down hierarchical bullshit I don't want to deal with anymore. That's what keeps me doing it. I keep going back because they pay me enough to make sure that my projects stay alive long enough that they can make money on their own. And then when they make money on their own, to the point where they replace my income, well, then they are going to specifically be doing that. My income will be completely replaced, and I will ride off into the sunset with my middle fingers ablaze. They can all watch me walk away like that. That's the plan. The day that I know I don't have to be there anymore is going to be a day when like a weight is like lifted off my shoulders.
Right.
I mean, am I still gonna fucking get up well before dawn? Probably. Probably
Yes.
gonna probably for the next 5 years after I've stopped working, I'm probably still gonna be getting up at like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning every fucking morning. The difference is that I'm gonna make a nice cup of coffee, go smoke a cigarette, then go into my workshop and do work for myself, or go into the studio and do work for myself, and not muscle my ass to the happiest place on fucking earth and do work that really just enriches other people and they pay me as little as they can get away with. Meanwhile, I have to abide by every single rule, regulation, policy, and procedure of said happiest place on earth. I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that till I die. And anybody who's in my age group or younger, I hate to break it to you, the plan is that you're going to work until you're dead. So that's the reason why I seek to get the fuck out of the employer-employee relationship as well. To be completely fair, on all accounts, I know being part of labor in this country is a death sentence. And that's not a feature of capitalism. That's a feature of being under the rule of a government. Because, well, quite frankly, the reason why you can't retire, the reason why I can't retire, is because they mismanage the funds that they robbed from us in order to let us retire. You know, the whole Ponzi scheme that is Social Security. So, I have to take that as a net loss. Like, if let's say in the last 2 weeks, I bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin when it was at $60,000 and now it's at 38. I have to take that money as a loss. I'm never going to see that money. I'm never going to get it back from the government. That's never going to fucking happen. As far as I'm concerned, every penny the government has taken to me, they owe me, and they will never pay. And I really don't have the means to make them pay because not enough people in the world are willing to, make them pay.
Hold the fire under the feet.
With that being said, sorry to get off on the whole socioeconomic political tangent. Yeah, I know, Grim. I'm more of a talking about like a short term type of thing, if I were to have bought Bitcoin in the last 2 weeks when it was at a high price and it dipped down like this, I would just take that as, all right, well, that's lost money and I'm holding, because I am literally holding. But then again, when I had picked up the Bitcoin that I picked up, it was far less than $10,000 a coin. So, but it wasn't a lot because I didn't have a lot of money. I was just out of a job, sitting at home for 2 months. So, but that golden era is probably done forever at this point. Oh, hi, Christy. Hi. Yeah. Moral of the story: you really need to be willing to go through pretty much the worst years of your life if you are going to be running your own business. If you're going to look to get out of the employer-employee relationship, then you need to have like a really good reason why you want to be doing this, because it's going to suck. And it's going to suck for a while. And that's that. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anything to add?
No.
So I see there's a bunch of people here. If anybody has anything that they want to know, any questions, I'm wondering if Tony is still here because there's like.
I'm not sure. There's 2 people, which one of them was me over on Facebook. So I don't know if Tony is
I don't know if
watching
Tony is still here or
Chrissy,
if it's Chrissy or I have no idea. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, concerns, or anything about what I just said about being present and your motivation having to carry your positive attitude through probably the shittiest years of your life when it comes to owning your own business. I'm more than happy to field those questions. Yes, it's Christy, but so it's you and Christy hitting from Facebook.
I think so.
Looks like it. Yeah. All right. So. Uh, there's that. It's part of the reason why. I might as well get back to this. That I started this whole fucking
Right.
roller coaster ride of a conversation with myself about this with you guys. um, Part of the reason why when I tell people I need to know a little bit about your business, your content creation, or any of that stuff. The reason why I need it to be personal is because our goal at the network is not to sell your product; it's to sell you as a producer of whatever you're doing. Whether it's items, whether it's content, like online content, or physical content. If you're out playing music in the street, get it video recorded, and we'll try to work with you and stuff like that. It's the same all across the board. We don't care. It has 100% to do with trying to get as many people the success that they need to evacuate the employer-employee relationship. That's a fact. So, part of that is the real reason why you're getting involved in this. A lot of the people who are involved in the network, the reason why they opened their own business is because they had no choice. It was survival, and that's powerful from a consumer point of view. Is well, just like everybody else, I was put out of work. I had bills still to pay. I had family to feed, and I had no means to make that happen because the economy was shut down. So this is what I did, and that's powerful. From a consumer deciding whether or not they're going to throw their money at a big giant multinational corporation, multi-billion-dollar business, or this dude who went into his own business to make it so that his family wasn't starving. I don't know. I don't think I could live with myself if I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to Walmart. Screw this guy. I mean, it's pretty rough to be like that. So that being said, letting people know the reality of your business, letting them know that this is what my goal is. This is what I want to get out of being in business for myself. This is what I want. This is why I do what I do. And if that means, I have a 2-year-old at home and I need to feed my 2-year-old child, it's important. It's important for consumers to know that it's not, I'm Scrooge McDuck and I have a tower full of gold that I swim in like a swimming pool every day. It's important for people to know that, because that is an important marketable asset, to not be that person, to not be so well off that there's no tragedy that can financially hurt you, that there's no tragedy that you can't manipulate into your own financial gain, because those people they're taking advantage of communities. They're taking advantage of situations that people suffer from, and I think that's kind of fucked up. Well, that's been 30 minutes, and as much as I just enjoy being here all the time, I'm also really hungry, and I'm gonna make some dinner. think I'm gonna do like salad with leftover fillets again. 'Cause, it was really hot today, and I don't want really hot food.
I feel you on that.
And I think we're gonna do like a cold dinner today.
That's good.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Lots of fiber. All right, so we're gonna jump out of here. I've got some other things I got to work on. I think I'm gonna record more audio, but I'm just gonna record audio and not do video with it. So I'm gonna plug directly into the box and not watch myself play, so I don't get self-conscious about it. For the Ides of March, because we're working on the graphic. And I'll use the video for the promo, but I'll probably just pull all the audio out
Right.
and explain that you're just seeing the guitar in action. You're hearing the guitar in action, but it's a different musical input.
Yeah.
That
Here and
all right, so
thank you guys.
thank you everybody for showing up. As always, we're here for you guys. Tomorrow is Theory Thursday, where we talk about market theory and stuff like that, which hasn't really happened because nobody's really asking any questions, so I don't really have anything to answer for anybody. And then we have the Bard and Broad Quarantine Revisited, where I go over the material that I covered last year during the lockdown here in the state of Florida, when I was going online every day and playing shit that I was picking up from Scott's bass lessons from the faculty there and stuff like that. And now that I have competent technology, it actually sounds good. So there's that. And hopefully Feature Focus Friday, we can get a person who has a project to come and get focused on a feature. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Tony. So there's that. And enjoy this musical interlude as we go bye-bye.